Today I was browsing the decks on HS Replay for anything above a 50% win rate, but I was sorting by least dust costs, and the one deck that popped up more than anything else in this range, except for Elemental Mage, which I may cover later, is Handbuff Paladin. And Handbuff Paladin is a very solid deck, but usually costs around 8,000 dust, but you can actually get by with under 1,000 dust. I think this is about 720. And there is some obviously weird picks here. The main one that sticks out is Shroomscavate. This is not an excavate deck. This is purely here for the Divine Shield. We have the original Hearthstone classic Acolyte of Pain with that new +1 health buff, relatively new, rather. But the one that's really odd is Arena All-Star Warsong Grunt. So we're definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel with minions to buff up with our Painter's Virtue, Grimestreet Outfitter, and where is he? Muscle-o-Tron. But I actually see a lot of use for Warsong Grunt, and also Gnomelia is a very weird one that I never see in Handbuff Paladin. But again, if it was maybe like 12 attack, it could be pretty good. So let's jump into some games and see how Budget Handbuff Paladin does.
Versus the Lich King.
The Lich King is our first victim of the 720 dust Paladin.
I fight in the name of honor.
Shroomscavate is definitely a later game card for some value trading. I'm a sucker for an Acolyte. Scarab Keychain's a good turn one because it always finds the Grimestreet Outfitter. It's never missed for me once, and it won't do it today. And Muscle-o-Tron is a hand buff card, and we're playing hand buff, so we keep those. And we got a Southsea. Great to buff him up early for some lethal pushing. A non-Renethal Death Knight. It seems the Scarab Keychain missed. But you know how I said in the deck introduction that we are not an Excavate deck? The plan has changed. We're an Excavate deck now. We are an Excavate deck through and through. Always have been, always will be. It's a good card. Wish Paladin can play it. Forge up our Muscle-o-Tron. Make sure all our dudes are buffed going into turn 4.
Can't stand the cold.
Okay. I like seeing one of those die early. Usually like to hold on to these guys. They just represent such a big threat. Maybe they're hankering for their corpse count to be high for some icicle or corpsicle value. Okay. Dealing with a bit of a plague gamer. First plague player I've ever seen not just jam Helia on 4. I'm a huge fan of Acolyte being a 3/6. That just makes me warm and fuzzy inside. Righteous Protector gets killed every time next turn, but oh my god, Warsong Grunt is so huge.
Prophet.
Let's just Acolyte Protector. I know this is gonna go into Protector, but they're half of their 2-drop spell and their 2 drops trading for my 1-drop sounds pretty good. Pretty good. I would hate if they overdrew me with Acolyte, made me draw 5 cards. Oh, I'd hate that so much. They should definitely do it. Oh no. They might play the thing that summons a bunch of 1/1s that attack randomly into my Acolyte. Not a good start. Okay, Acolyte's drawn at least. Is going to draw at least 2. Exactly 2. And that other Corpsicle did not go back. So that's good. Only dealing with... Oh, I love plagues. Oh yes, draw all of them. Okay. Let's get a little grimy. How big is this dude? Busted. Let's get our outfitter on. And let's start our excavating. We're going to excavate 3 whole times this game, at least. Is it worth to coin out some coins? Ever? Yeah. Coin to coins. With our mana topping out at a 1/6 drop, I'm thinking we're not trying to accelerate too much. Oh, the cheese dragon gets absolutely dunked on by the grunt later. He's not ready. He's not ready to get grunted. So let's get our little bit of painting. Kill their cheese dragon. And let's get our instrument tech value in when we can. And Fortiface. Our Southsea is representing 6. With the combination of the Tailor, we have 10 damage right here from hand. Death Knight's 2 drops are just so good. They have like the mining casualties and the handler. That's why Death Knight feels so good right now. Their 2 drops are just so crazy. Oh, another deckhand. Is it worth just to bump up the instrument tech so this little nerdy 1-drop can't get in there? I've convinced myself. It's 1000% worth it. Let's first do some shrooms. Perfect. The geode. Actually, no. I was thinking about buffing up the geode, but
You're gonna love the way you look.
let's give them 2 must-deal-with threats. This combination's looking really good next turn. Our Death Knight opponent's going to need to do quite a bit to catch up. Something like Titan into Goblin my 8/6 would get them pretty far. But then they need to deal with the one that grunts. That chicken is so boned. This guy's an 8/11. Corpsicle, okay. 1 must-deal-with threat has been dealt with. Hopefully this isn't... Ooh. Very solid. Very, very solid. It'd be a shame. It'd be an absolute shame if someone got grunted upon. I'm going to need to face tank quite a bit here in order to get this shield. But I think it might be worth it. Yeah. Let's get that shield off him. And then let's just the big grunt. Get grunted upon. And then get care of their Reska. And outside of a very annoying taunt, like their Titan, put up the 2 3/3s. I don't want to put anything on the board just in case they have a rusher that can gain them life. I'm really hoping they don't have enough burn from hand. The cheese. No taunts. Ooh, they do have damage though. Anything for 5 mana, deal 5 damage. Okay, I'm liking my chances. Liking my chances with the double deckhand. They're going to their end of turn. And it looks like the Death Knight has been thoroughly and absolutely, totally grunted on. Fantastic. 720 dust of hand buffing. Ooh, a priest. It's been a while since I've seen a priest, actually. Also, I've never seen this skin before.
I fight in the name of honor.
We got a fighter and a singer. Hearthstone lore. Acolyte of Pain. Oh, I just love him so much, but two might just be too many. And Outfitter is just why we're playing this deck outside of Painter's Virtue. Got our two Seamstress right here. Love to see a Deckhand early. Also saw that last game. And we saw how that turned out. Another late game threat to get nice and beefed up early. Next turn's looking like a nice 2-5 Acolyte. And they never run Shadow Word Pain, so I don't need to worry about that. The last Paladin, or Priest I played was on the Automatons. So if that's a creation protocol, we might be dealing with some Automatons here. 4 mana. No, don't break my heart. Oh. Breaking my heart every time. Let's go. I think with just a Tigress Plushy. Leaves a minion in hand for future buffing. If I draw the Muscle Man, or Muscle-o-Tron, or the Painter's Virtue. Not getting as much hand buff on that I'd like to. Holy smokes, ETC really shows how much my volume is cranked up. Muscle-o-Tron is absolutely what I was looking for. So let's forge that. Is it worth it to bump into ETC Band Manager? Never. Right up to the face with the plushie. Dirty Rat pulls the best thing. Yep. As Dirty Rat does. Gonna guess this is picking affects my board. Whatever that one's called. Yep. Impacts the battlefield. That makes me so nervous just to run out the Acolyte. But Priest just has so many ways just to deal with Acolyte outright. I run no locations. But I also run no weapons. So the keychain is really showing its worth right now.
What to do?
Might discover a location later. Wishful thinking, I'm sure. Let's just go with Peon. Hero power. Get out the other plushie. And let's take care of this rat. And pass the turn. It's a Zephrys card. A Vanish. I don't mind Vanish. That was our whole turn. Vanish right into a grimy guy. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, actually. Like, it's a little annoying. But now look at my huge Peon. It's a 3-4 now. My next location is going to be so cheap. Oh my goodness. I like how he's holding that pencil. It's a true scholar right there. That's how I used to hold my pencil a few years ago.
There's simply nothing I can do.
Shroomscavate, right? That's the only thing. Polymorph, no! Acolyte. I miss you. Alright, let's get our weapon on turn 8, just as this deck drew up. And let's punch into their guy. Keychain. I want to give them a taste of their own medicine so bad. Let's just give them a hand. And a real beefy Silverhand recruit. 23 for our priest opponent. Hoping for no Titan here. I am just shaking. I don't think I've ever been this mad in my life. Oh my goodness. Check for lethal just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh man, Oh, I had super lethal. I could still get there. Let's give it to the sheep. The plushie. Plushie. We'll get rid of their MC tech. And this plushie. We'll get rid of their gosh dang Viper. Just in case they have any way to bring that back to their hand. And we'll call it a day. So we're one weapon away from lethal. So we have 2 in 14. Amenthal makes me cry. Just weeping openly. We love to see the 6 mana 3/3. My own Shroomscavate. Heck yeah. Let's give him a bump. And Leeroy and friend should clean this up. Sheep. Sheep lethal. Very nice. Took down a control deck. Not bad. Ooh. We got a true Death Knight connoisseur right here with the Bolvar skin. Love to see an early gold panner, but like all of their 2 mana plays deal with it so cleanly. We still love the Pan Man. We can't be afraid of the 2/2 with Rush. We can be afraid of not drawing hand buff stuff. That we can be afraid of, but the Grunt is here. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. The Grunt has showed up. And it's poor chicken too. Don't worry, we're just drawing all of our top end. Haven't seen the gnome yet. Yeah, just keep drawing all the expensive stuff. The gold man will keep on panning. Is it worth shrooming him up? I think so. Give him the shrooms. Ooh, I like that bump. Been really impressed with Shroomscavate. I was kind of clowning on this card earlier, but it's doing quite a bit of lifting here. Yeah, it's like allowing me to stay ahead. And my goodness, it's just gonna keep on. It's just gonna keep on performing. Shroomscavate into a pretty phenomenal second excavate payoff. Hand's looking pretty full over there for Bolvar. No idea what they're doing yet because mining casualties is just like in every Death Knight deck. As it should be. That card is quite good. Honey Badger agrees.
My pain doesn't compare to your plague.
Very nice. I think I'm gonna give that a bump. I just have like all my card draw, but just none of the hand buffing stuff. This is called a card draw Paladin now. That little excavate 2/3 rusher just pulls so much weight. Almost as much weight as the Pan Man. Still giving them an awkward attack into a 2/4. It's been real Pan Man. No hell yeah out of the deck.
Doesn't compare to your plague.
Thinking this could be a good turn for a plushie. Maybe just plushie hero power is enough.
Reporting for duty.
So we're looking for Grimestreet Outfitter, Muscle-o-Tron, Painter's Virtue, Instrument Tech. So eight cards would be phenomenal to see. So 1/3 of my draws is looking pretty good. They finally decide to send that weapon in. Because I got down with the ship. We have 7 total plagues in the deck. Looks like we have 1 serving up right now. Classic. Another air guitarist to go with our non-existent weapon. I think we're really desperate to find that weapon, so I think I'm just going to send in the Acolyte. Scarab Keychain could find me. Grimestreet never does. Never does, never will. We don't have any 2-drops currently to go with this guy. Audio Amplifier, I don't think I want to set up a late game against this Death Knight opponent. Looks like they're more of a control build. Gonna go with Cult Neophyte. And the plushie lines up pretty well with their 2/1. Is it actually a grunt turn? My goodness, it's a grunt turn. I can't believe it. He's just, even when he's not hand buffed, he's just the best. Back up to 30, our opponent's at 16. I feel like this turn 7 is pretty important for them. They are going to allow my Acolyte to draw me 2. I do appreciate that. Our whole turn so far has just been Magma. Again, I'm just not drawing the hand buff cards.
My pain doesn't compare to your plague.
Let's see what we can do. Okay. Let's go with a Neophyte.
Muzzle their magic.
Pretty desperate for some more card draw.
To me.
Hero power. And I think the air guitarist is kind of not going to do it this game. I think we're way past that stage of the game. If I draw the weapon, it has 3 charges. Don't see myself getting to 3 charges. Acolyte doing its best to try to draw me some hand buff stuff. Finally found a Muscle-o-Tron. Might be too little too late though. What else we got? We got the Painter. Oh. Actually, I think they're going to trade in this guy for me. So let's just go with our Muscle-o-Tron, get our guys beefed up, and we are setting up a very nice lethal if there is no taunts. big if. I've given them a ton of turns to everybody and their mother is running the Viper. Oh man, I'm okay. I'm back to reality. I almost lashed out there, and I apologize. But we got the Grunt Man. Just the absolute goat. He is just... I just love him so much. There's no way they have another one of those make a million taunts things. Is it worth to send it in? Just ship it? Let's strum on the guitar. I want to keep those Southseas in my hand just in case I get absolutely demolished on. Okay, okay. Ooh, I'm liking the look of that.
That feels good.
Is it worth the plushie though? To deny... Oh, they're already at 26. They can have life. Okay. Let's go with the gnome. Clear out some taunts. Deal them 2. Getting some more juicy damage. And let's run out a 2 and a hero power. Okay, part 3 of if they have no taunts, they're dead. How we feeling? How we feeling, Death Knight? Okay. No taunts in sight yet. We're leaning on some random Nagas. We may have finally done enough. That's never a taunt. Okay, okay. So we have 16 after a swing, 16 plus... Oh wow, this is just... We have infinite damage. We have nearly infinite damage. And let's give it to this fella. 8 over. Crazy explosive. Just no hand buff for the first 8 turns. But we got the rushers since the early game, so when we finally found them, we can tuck in Honey Badger. Good night.